Muslims in America are a microcosm of Muslims in the world. They come from more than 60 nations in Africa, Asia, Europe, and the Middle East, as well as the United States. For both immigrants and American converts, the task of formulating their sense of identity is crucial. Muslim Americans often struggle with what it means to be Muslim in America and the perception non-Muslims can have about them.
I don't really know a lot about Muslims. I can't claim to know a lot about. I don't really know what they believe or the tenets of their religion.
Yeah, I'm a little scared of it, to be honest with you. It brings a little bit of fear to me after being here September 11th and watching the plane go in.
To a certain extent, again, it's a little seems like an aggressive culture.
Reporter Sally Quinn, a symposium panelist, admits that she has heard many such misconceptions about Islam in America.
I began to see how difficult it is to be a Muslim in this world, and particularly to be a Muslim in the United States, because I know that what we see in the papers and the actions of a few do not represent the tenets of the Muslim faith. There are still a lot of negative perceptions there.
Quinn says these perceptions are formed because most Americans know very little about Islam. But Hadia Mubarak, a senior researcher at Georgetown Center for Muslim-Christian Understanding and the president of the National Muslim Student Association, offers another explanation.
I think the problem is that people are looking at the current tension between the U.S. and the Muslim world through the lens or prism of religion, when it really has nothing to do with Islam whatsoever.
Mubarak argues that certain political, socio-economic, and historical grievances in much of the Muslim world are what really fuel anti-Americanism. Ingrid Mattson, president of the Islamic Society of America and professor of Islamic Studies at Hartford Seminary in Connecticut, agrees. She adds that the sensational media coverage that dwells on Muslim violence fuels anti-Muslim sentiment in the West.
The media needs to represent Muslims better, to clarify the reality of the position that those people who are extreme, who are doing acts of violence, are marginal.
Professor Mattson says the media can help Americans distinguish between mainstream Islam and what's simply a politicized or militant movement that uses Islam for its purposes. In the meantime, the Islamic Society of America is doing its part to educate the public.
So we're working hard, and we're fortunate in having so many partners, especially in the interfaith community. Christian organizations, Jewish organizations, interfaith organizations who want to help us by educating their members to understand Muslims and Islam and not be intolerant towards us.
Muslim American businessmen also launched Bridge TV, a 24-hour cable channel to explain Islam and educate the public about their Muslim neighbors. Imam Yahya Hindi, the Muslim chaplain at Georgetown University, says that American Muslims should also assert themselves as an integral part of the American society.
We are here to stay. There are 7 million Muslim Americans, and this is our country. So for me, does it mean to be Muslim American is to be loyal to our country, America, to our value as America, but also be loyal to our values as Islam.
Hadia Mubarak says, with more understanding of what Islam is all about, the American public will be more comfortable with Muslim Americans.
There's nothing about Islam that makes it incompatible with Western democracy or Western values of human rights and gender equity and all the things that we value as Americans.
Salman Ahmed is a Pakistani-American rock musician. He says that Muslim Americans can use Islamic art, poetry, and music as a cultural bridge to humanize their identity.
All the Sufi music that's come out of the subcontinent and in Persia is a heritage for Muslims to rediscover their own identity, and also a way to build a bridge between the Muslim world and the West and in America.
He says modern music can be a vehicle for bridging the ancient gap between Islam and the West.
Thank you.
Mohammed Al-Shinawi, VOA News.
And this was specifically for